There's no questions. I have a question. I'll probably don't need the mic. One of the toughest questions I had when I was campaigning was there's 12 tribes, there's 4 districts. You have females, you have males, you have old, you have young, you have all these different things that make you different from one another. How are you going to influence anyone to agree with you? Because our government's set up as a majority rule. So if you want to do something, you're only one person. How are you going to reach across if maybe you're Okanagan and that person's Lakes and you just don't get along from your family forever, or if you're from Nispelon and that person's from Keller, or you're from Omak and that person's from Inchalim. That was one of the toughest questions I had asked, and I'd be curious how you plan on influencing the other council, because you are only one of 14. I've heard that mentioned 3 or 4 times. So, I'd be really interested to see how you plan on developing those relationships, if you have relationships developed already with the council.
Well, fortunately, Billy, my family's Okanagan and Lakes both, so kind of got in on that one, I guess. I think communication. I recognize that. I think we all do that. You're elected from a certain district. However, at least in my view, I'm going to do the best I can to represent this district. I see needs in all the districts. Primarily right now, there are some glaring needs in the Omak district. For instance, the senior meal site, the health clinic, community center is not in the greatest shape. We've got mold, etc. On and on. I'll get to that point. Except there's plenty of needs here. The Keller meal site is quite aged. I think we take a look around. I think communication amongst the peers on the council, and it gets down to, quite frankly, probably gets down to deal making, the art of politics, listening to each other, and hopefully, a little bit idealistically, hopefully we can come up with a priority list of what we do address. Whether it be whatever our priorities are as a group. Secondly, it doesn't have to be necessarily just a linear approach to it. It could be more of a multi-pronged approach to things. There are different funding avenues to pursue. So it can be more of an approach to where we can look at needs in each of the districts at the same time, rather than just district versus district.
I like that question. I'm a San Quail. My father was San Quail. My grandmother was San Quail. I'm from Keller. My mother's from Kelly Hill. She's Lakes. But I always claimed San Quail. I have friends. I have people I love in every district. In every district. I have kids in Inchalim that were my kids when they were little. When they're growing up, they're still my kids. They have families of their own. They're still my kids. And if Inchalim people are concerned about their constituents, we will work together to make a better Inchalim, Keller, Nispelon. We will all work together. We will all come together for the people. We have to do it for the people, not for me, not for him, not for her, for the people. Everything we do is for the people. I'm not going to I don't want to leave. I only want to leave this reservation for the people and make sure they have a stronger government for the people. That's what I want to leave. And when I die, I told my grandson and his brother, I said, when I die, you guys will have to be up. It's up to you guys. Because you guys will be old enough to be on council or have a job over there. You have to work for the tribe. You have to work for to make your tribe better and stronger. I tell all the young people I know, you are working for this tribe. You are a tribal member. Work for this tribe. Work for it to be stronger and better. You can't only work for yourself. You have to work for this tribe. I shouldn't say that to him because everybody has to take care of themselves first in order to make the outside take care of other people. But if those representatives of those districts are for the people, we'll come together and we'll do things for the people. Not just so one councilman can look better than the other. Then do it outside. That's what I say.
I believe everything is for the people. You just gotta communicate and work together. You know, if we wanna build something in Chelan, yeah, let's build something in Chelan. And next time, let's build it in Keller, let's build it in Nispion, let's build it in Omak. And it's all about communication and working together and all getting along and not trying to outdo each other and say this is what we need and not fight each other.
I think that's a really good question. You know, when you come into council, and if you don't have good relationship skills, then and you can't. What will happen to you is you won't get the support of the other members on council, and sometimes, you know, you might get ostracized, or sometimes you might you'll be standing alone on stuff. So relationships in this position are super key to getting things done. And I think the biggest way that you can maintain those relationships is listening. You know, everybody, there's a lot of egos, but more important, there's a lot of hearts in the room. And those hearts are all, they're all wanting to represent the best that they can. And I'm talking every councilman that I've met, I look back on them and I say, you know what? They have a strong heart. They're really fighting for something. They're really fighting for somebody. They're representing somebody, and they truly believe strongly in what they're doing. And so when you're in council, it's very important that you listen. And I think listening to people and understanding people, I think that's critical to those relationship building. And sometimes that because of our timelines, we're not able to do that. But go back, like everybody said here, communicate with somebody and get those relationships solid. Because the only way you're going to move things anywhere in this environment is if you have those relationships and you're a team player. You cannot do it as an individual. If you try to do it as an individual, you're just going to create a lot of chaos. But when you start working together with people, seeing their perspectives, helping them out in committee, assisting them with some of their objectives, they assist you in their objectives, and then pretty soon you guys are, and trying to build that, constantly at the table. I know we don't like to mix prayer and politics, but I try to grab some sage, and burn it, to solidify that spiritually, that connection between all of us, to make sure that we all know that each other are coming from our hearts. Even though we object to each other, we know that we're coming from our hearts, and so that we're open to each other's opinions and understanding. So, I'm not saying I'm the best at it. I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of relationships that, that trying to keep in touch with, maintain, and trying to keep that communication up. And it's very difficult, but the better you're able to do that, the better you are to get your agenda pushed forward too. So, thank you for your question.
Okay, so my question is, it's unfortunate that there's only a few candidates here for this one, but I would like to know, for those of you that already have a job or already have your time consumed by something, I'd like to know what you plan to do to be able to, if you do get on council, to keep running and being our council, and if you're going to be letting go of your second job, or how you're going to prioritize everything.
Watching the councils over the past decade or so, it's obvious. To me, it's a full-time job. You can't serve two masters. If you're going to be on the council and represent membership, you're going to have to give it 110%.
I don't have a job. My job is just tribe. My stepdaughter is thinking about going to Grand Rapids. And I told her I wanted to go along with her because I want to be the nanny. And then I said, I wish I didn't have to worry, I just wish I didn't have this feeling that I had to worry about this tribe. Otherwise, I would go with you. This tribe is my life. This tribe is my love. Besides my boys were my love. But this tribe is my mother, my father, my grandmother, my people. So this is the only job I have, is this tribe. And the only job I have is being a nuisance to the council.
As I said before, I'm a student at Wenatchee Valley College Medical Assistant Program, and I would have to let my college go and be on the council 100% because that is a full-time job and probably more than a full-time job.
Yeah, council is definitely a full-time job. You know, I have the biggest conflict I have is managing my other job, which is a father and a husband. So those are the other parts that, you know, the only parts that, you know, I guarantee will conflict with the tribal council position that I have. But I fortunately have a good wife that supports me, and my children are supportive of me, so that feels really good. But it definitely is a full-time job. Before I came on that council, I was working for gaming, and so I didn't really have, you know, I don't have any other ties to any other jobs besides that. So I don't know how many more questions we got. You want to do a wrap up with everybody then? Thank you.
Okay, so I'd just like to let everybody know that we have quite a few papers over there that have all kinds of informative information. It's a variety of papers from a variety of people over there. So I would appreciate and hope that you guys would stop by there and look at some of those papers and take them home with you and, you know, pass them around. It would be awesome. I'd like to thank you guys for showing up. That's awesome that you guys did. You guys have stayed as long as you have. I know you do have other things to attend to. So I appreciate it. I thank you guys very much for it. And I'm proud of you guys for running. So thank you. Thank you.
don't have anything else to say. Thank you to everyone showing up. Thanks to Mandy for putting it on. I know everybody's busy and taking time out of their lives. I think you have a good idea of what we all stand for from our letters and from speaking to us and this evening. So thanks to everyone.
I wanna thank you all very much, and thank you guys for putting up with me. I just love it. This, I feel good. I just love it. Thank you.
I'd like to thank you all for coming and asking some good questions. And I hope everybody goes out and votes.
And then Mandy for putting this on for all of us to be here, and thank you every day again for recording a lot of this stuff for us and putting it on the internet for our viewers out there. I thank each and every one of you for coming here today, by the kindness of your hearts to be here with us today. I think that's the strength of our community. And then I want to thank the candidates here for being here today. And then there's a couple of people that are not here that are running, and I don't want that to reflect negatively on them. I think they all have genuine good qualities that they stuff that they're wanting to push for the people. And so even though they're not here, I'm sure they have obvious good heart intentions for not being here, and I don't want that to negatively reflect them not being here. So I just want these people have really strong. The other people that are not here have really strong hearts and really strong agendas for the people too. So I want that acknowledged, because just to get up here and the simple act of getting up here and wanting to make change for your people, I think that's a genuine gesture. And if I'm not elected, I definitely will support these other two candidates that are running against me, just because they have really strong hearts and have that drive too. And so I hope that wish our candidates good luck. And to everybody here, May 4th, please go out and vote. Get as many people out to vote for the people out in online land or the web land. Facebook land, wherever this is going. Please vote Saturday. Jump in there. It takes 5 minutes. Tell all your friends to vote and make a difference for your community. Excuse me?
Pick us up.
Pick us up, yeah. So thank you again, and thank you again, Mandy.
Thank you. Like I said, there's all these papers over here. There's also ballot forms over here. If you haven't received one, please take one.